And today I am on my Mac and I am going to be programming a game, and I thought it was the best way to do it from what we learned so far. So it's going to be an adventure game that we can play on the IDLE's PowerShell. I think it's called Shell, I'm not sure. But so let's save it to my desktop folder. And then I'm gonna name it. I forgot to do something. Possibly. I probably clicked open. Desktop, and we want to save this as game underscore, actually adventure game, because it's gonna be a pretty cool game. So without further ado, let's get started. So the first thing that we learned in this series is the print statement. And I think that the print statement should be incorporated somewhere within the first line of this. So we can do so by simply typing print. And what I want to type in here is, this is my first adventure game in Python. Adventure game. And don't worry, the code will be available on my GitHub repository under projects, and the link will also be on my website and in the description box below. So this is my first adventure game in Python. Comma, enjoy. Or actually period, and then we'll do enjoy. Enjoy. So let's save this in F5. So it prints out, this is my first adventure game, enjoy. So we know that this works. Good. The next thing that we want to do is to ask the user for their name. And that's pretty important. Or relevant, actually. Not important, but relevant. So what we want to say is name, and as we know, we need to create a variable in order for the input function to work. So we want to ask, what is your name? And then a space. And for those of you who haven't watched this tutorial, the space is because it just makes everything look neater. And I think I'm going to copy this and paste it. And I want to create one for age. And then instead of name, we want to print out age. So let's do one more thing. And let's print out the line to just see that if it worked. To see if it worked. So we want to print out hello, comma, name, comma, and then you are, comma, age, comma, years old. And if you choose to use the plus, make sure that you have spaces, but since I'm using commas, it auto-completes the space part of the print statement. So let's give it a try. So I print out, this is my first adventure game in Python, enjoy. So let's print out our name, and let's print out 13. So here we see it prints out, hello Dion, you are 13 years old, which is what we wanted. So one thing that I forgot to mention is, let me just try it as a comment, depends on the text editor that you're using. Text editor. The commas won't work. Things like, I think that things like the Windows IDLE might not work. I'm not sure, but it works on my Mac IDLE. So anyways, but there are many other IDEs. Go check out the first video if you are stuck on which IDLE or IDE to choose. So that is that. And let me just show you one thing. So if you're on a Mac or on any iOS related thing, or Mac OS, here is the App Store. And if you just search up an app like, let's say, Microsoft Word. So let me click on it. And as you see here, we have 4+. That's the age section. That's what we're going to incorporate in this game. So we learned about if, elif, and else statements, and that's where these are going to come in handy. So we want our age, we want our age variable to be up to a certain age only. So let's just make it so that people under 5, or actually people under 6 can't play, or 5. So if age is greater than 5, we print out, you can play the game. Play the game. And then else, because we don't have any other conditions. So we want to say else, print, you cannot play the game. You cannot play this game. So yeah, and I think that now we can just start doing the first question, and right after we test it at 5. And so let's just go through the details. I spelled my name wrong. Pardon me. I always do that sometimes when I'm typing really fast. 13. Oh. Oof. But at least we got the error. I said 134, but we got an error. Let's see. So if age is greater than 5, so it says the comparison sign is not supported between string and integer. So what we forgot to do is, since this isn't a string because we are asking the user, so it's automatically a string because of these quotations, what we need to do is make this an integer. And we just need to put int around it. So now if we run this, F5, so let's retry this, 13, so you can play the game. Let's try it if you're 5 years old. 5, you cannot play this game. So, the next part is going to be, or the next part that we will be covering in the next tutorial is going to be about just setting up the basic questions and our health meter. So stay tuned for that.